What's up, chat? Welcome. Ooh, bang that elbow, boy. Welcome back to another stream of Think and Grow Rich, Chapter 2, chat. Just to show you the chapter. Today is not another non-reading day, right? I think I figured out that I might do 2 or 3 reads of the chapter, so Monday through Wednesday, reads of the chapter, and then depending on what is in the chapter, then do whatever actual activities in the book has in that chapter. And since we do have an activity in chapter 2, right? Since we have an activity in this chapter 2, uh, here of these 6 steps, we're going to talk about what we did yesterday in our 6 steps, right? If you've never been here before, you never joined us for a read or an activity from a book that we have read together. We read every single chapter for a week straight. But I switched it up a bit here with this one. I want to do the actual activities together. Because since we've already read this, you can go back on the channel and find the reads if you want to. There are 3 reads already on the channel for this chapter specifically. So if you do want to hear the read, by all means, you can go check those out on the channel. But now I want to do the activities. And since we did the activity yesterday, we're going to talk about what happened when I spent time with the activity earlier today. All right, so because we want to actually put these things into practice, we want to put what we read into practice, and actually work to be better with ourselves and really see what it is we're actually trying to achieve in life, right? And honestly, I really like this activity that we did from Think and Go Rich. We talked about these 6 steps right here, right? So let's go over the 6 steps we talked about yesterday. 1, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient to merely say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount, and there will be a psychological reason for the difference. There is no such reality as something for nothing, right? What's up? 1x, 1x, 1x plays, my guy. And then 3, right? Establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire, right? 4, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not to put this plan into action. 5, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire and name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. What's up, Zach? How you doing, man? What's up, Albert? How you doing, bro? And then 6, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retirement at night and once after rising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. So I did this earlier, chat, right? We did this together yesterday. We did all 6 steps. We wrote out the whole plan that we want, of what we desire, how much we desire, right? And I spent time with this today, right? I spent like an hour and 30 minutes with this today. First, I spent time in the sauna. We have a wet sauna here at my gym. So I've read this before I went in. I read my statement of what I was looking for in life before I went in the sauna, and then I sat in the sauna and I meditated on that for a little while. And then I sat down, and one of my things in my statement was what I was going to let go was my fear of accomplishing this goal, right? And since I had to hold up my end of the bargain for achieving this goal, I told myself when I was in the sauna, I wasn't going to leave the sauna, right, until I had sat with myself for a while and walked my way and walked past that feeling in my mind, right? That feeling in my head or feeling wherever it was, right? So I sat down with that for a while, and so I got comfortable. I got comfortable being with and being what I desire, right? And then building the image and letting my dreams start to build in front of me, right? So I sat down with that for a while. I sat in there for about 45 minutes. It was hot. It was 124 degrees in that wet sauna. I'm not gonna lie, it was hot in there, boy. My mind was running, it's racing like a speed racer. I was like, oof, it's hot in here, but it's like I'm not dehydrated. It was just wet, right? It was just wet, but the how wet it was what kept distracting me from um, the fear, right, of what if I wasn't ready for it, right? Is really the what the fear stood from. What if I wasn't ready to be that? What if I wasn't ready to be in that position, right? Um, and so they kept. I would sit there, and instead of like getting stuck in that place like I did before, um, I was able to sit and like gradually just let it slip and fade away out of my mind, right? Um, and then the dreams started happening, um, and then this is where I decided to step out of the sauna. I dried off and I went and go sit outside, right? Because I was like, I need some sunlight. I work in this house all day. I need some sunlight. It's good for my cranium, right? So, and for my body, for my for my spirit. So, um, you want to come here, dude? You want to sit over here with me while I talk? I guess not. um, so I went and sat out in the sun. Um, but I brought my notebook with me and I read over my statement to myself. This is my statement, right? I read over my statement to myself over and over and over again, um, just to let it try to sink in, right? Um, and something happened, right? That's why I wanted to do this. I wanted to have this discussion about this today. Something happened, and I wrote it in my notes. Um, uh, you learn when you sit here and you read it over and over again. What's up, Rafa? How you doing, man? When you sit and read your statement of what you desire for your life, monetarily wise, because this is a monetary book, right? This is about thinking and growing rich, but rich is more than just money, right? But they wanted you to write down the amount of money that you desire in life, right? Um, you start to see that it's not the money that you're looking for, but there's a dream behind the money, right? You start to remember the dream behind the money, right? Um, and what your actual goal is, right? What's up? Well, Lord, really cute Royal Lord with a pink tongue and little eyes. um, are you gonna come here, dude, or you just want to do that and yell at your brother? Um, I guess. But you start to remember what your actual dream is, and then the dream starts to build, and then you start to ask your questions. You start to ask yourself questions like, okay, now that you can actually see yourself and have the dream, right? And that was the step here. That was the step here for step 6. Read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after rising in the morning. As you read, see and feel, believe yourself already in possession of the money, right? But you start to ask yourself a bunch of questions. Like, how would I feel, right? How would I feel um, in this situation? Like, what would I be doing in this situation? You start to ask yourself these questions, and as you ask yourself these questions, the picture starts to build in your mind, right? What would I be doing? Who will be around me in this situation, right? Um, like, what are the people going to be doing around you, right? Are they happy for you? Are the people that are around you happy for you? Are they smiling? Everybody, giving you hugs or whatever it is and congratulating you or whatever the picture is, right? Um, what would you be doing in your day-to-day life at this point, right? Now that you've gotten what you asked for, what are you doing with your day-to-day life now, right? Um, and then that picture starts to build. You start to see what you'd be doing in your day-to-day life now. And then after that, you ask yourself another question. You're like, um, uh, uh, like, like, what's your goal past that point? Like past the point of now you're here. Now, what's your actual goal for the rest of your life now, right? So now that you're in this new place, what's your now real goal now, right? Um, and then you start to see the people that are around you. If that's your real goal, right? You start to see the people that are around you, the family members, or the smiles, right? Or the helping out people, or the traveling and across the world and doing this and this and that, or whatever it is that that is your real goal here. Your whole real goal starts to show yourself, right? That picture starts to build in your mind the real goal behind the money, because it's always a reason for wanting the money, right? But if you don't know the reason behind the money, then you never actually want to, like, you're not gonna really actually pull it in, right? It's not gonna really start to happen until you know your reason behind wanting this new money. What do you want to do? Why do you want this new money? What are you gonna do with this new money, right? What's your life gonna be like with this new money? Are you gonna still be doing the same things you used to be doing, or are you gonna do something else now? Or right? So, but once you start build that picture starts building in your mind, then it becomes real. It starts to become a real thing. It starts to really build. You start really seeing everything fall into place. So this has been a great exercise. Well, I'm not gonna lie. These 6 steps was a great exercise earlier. I did it for about an hour and 30 minutes. Um, and just a bunch of things just started happening. A bunch of things just started happening. Some good music started popping in my head, right? I was like, "Ooh, this is a good song. I haven't heard this song in a long time. Where's the song come from?" um, um, you start seeing, people you don't normally see, um, and those people you don't normally see are, they can just, I don't know, bro. It's interesting, right? Um, I won't pretend to know everything yet, but uh, I just know this exercise was fun. It was a fun exercise. It reminded me to have fun. It really reminded me to have fun. What's up with you, Raph? It really reminded me to have fun. It reminded me that this is a fun process. Um, Dreaming and having dreams is a fun thing to do. Um, and it also reminded me to dream, like, not just for specific, like, stuff that is like self gratifying, but like to like dream like real dreams of like how you really feel on the inside, not these surface level dreams where it's hard for you to picture these dreams because they're so surface level, right? Um, but it helps you have real dreams, um, to remember what the real dream is, what the real goal was, what the real goal was since you was a kid. Um, and just a really cool exercise. I'm not gonna lie, it's a really cool exercise. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Um, I enjoyed it. Um, Definitely put a smile on my face. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely smiled a big smile. Definitely smiled a big smile. Um, it was fun. It was definitely fun. Uh, I might even do this more often. Not gonna lie, I might do this more often. Um, and it reminded me of one thing that I really enjoy, and it's always been, um, going somewhere, sitting down, and um, and dreaming, and dreaming, but seeing myself in the dream. And all the dreams, I'm the character in all the dreams, and I'm doing it from my first person perspective. It reminded me to have fun dreaming. It really opened up, um, a part of myself that maybe I was scared of, and it made me smile. It was cool. It's a dope activity. I'm not gonna lie, it was a dope activity to do. Um, I had a lot of fun doing it. Um, Appreciate it, bro. That's fun. I appreciate you, bro. Um, uh, yeah, it just reminded me that to to not be scared of to have a dream. To not be scared to have a dream. Yeah, it reminded me to enjoy having a dream. It reminded me to not be scared of having a dream. Yeah, it was dope. To the grocery order is crazy. It was dope. It was a dope exercise though. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But one more time, just for anybody who wants to do this exercise for themselves, um, and enjoy this, just and have fun with it, right? Remember to have fun with it. The one is fix your mind on the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient to merely say I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. There's a psychological reason for this, right? Determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There's no such reality as something for nothing, right? So just giving up old bad habits, you know. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire, right? Create a definite plan for carrying out your desire. Begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this into action. Write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money that you intend to acquire and name the time limit for its acquisition. Statement you intend to give in return for the money and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. And then 6, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night and once after rising in the morning. As you read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. I'm not ready for the next verse. Go ahead, bro. I'm ready for it. And each one of these steps creates a feeling of realness, right? Each one of these steps, all these 6 steps, creates a feeling of realness. It makes it all feel real. So then your imagination can go crazy, and then you can be there though. One thing that as I was going through it, right, at first, I was looking at myself in third person, so I could see myself doing these things. But as I sat with it longer, I went from third person to first person perspective. So I went from looking at myself in the situation, because at one point in it, I was the cameraman filming myself, right? And then I was like, and I thought about something else, and I ended up in first person perspective, and I was in front. I was me, and I looked at myself as a cameraman. It was crazy. It was funny. It was funny though. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. It was fun, right? But I went from third person to first person, and so I went from basically, if you think about it, I went from believing that it was possible for somebody else to believing that it was possible for me, right? It went from me thinking it's possible for somebody else to me thinking it's possible for me, and not even thinking but accepting that it was possible for me, to be the person I was looking at, to be in myself that I was looking at myself, right? I became myself. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy saying words, but I ended up seeing myself, and then I went from seeing it for a different version of me to seeing it for this version of me, right? It's pretty cool. I became, I became. It was crazy. It's pretty cool though. It was a cool experience. Cool experience. Come on, read it. You're the sun in my life. Now get 93 million times, 93 million miles away from me. And that's not bad. I'm actually gonna screenshot that. I screenshotted that. It's funny. Um, well, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I was looking for the word accepted it for myself. Um, you know, and I was just smiling. Uh, Perspective changed a lot today too. Um, a lot of how I was feeling about stuff changed a lot. Like a lot of things changed in such a short period of time. A lot of stuff changed. I said that to my teacher, and I got in trouble. I bet you did get in trouble for that, bro. Yeah, you tripping. That's crazy. That's crazy. Uh, that's crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. I bet you got in trouble for that, bro. It was crazy. Um, but it was fun, though. That was a fun exercise today. There we go. I was saying I accepted it for myself. There we go. That's what I was saying. Facts, bro. Okay, I have to go. I just wanted to tell you that. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for stopping by as always. Um, and honestly, that's why I'm in today's stream. This was a short discussion. It wasn't gonna be too super long. I just wanted to talk about my experience today. With the exercise, I did put it into practice. I did it, and I spent time with it today. An hour and 30 minutes with it today. I read it this morning when I woke up, um, but I wanted to sit with it to really um, to really enjoy it, right? And to really to I just really wanted to really do the exercise. I really wanted to experience the exercise and really truly do it. I didn't want to say I was going to do it and did not do it. Um, I wanted to really do the exercise. I really wanted to experience it and see what, if there was any truth to it, right? And I enjoyed it. It was some truth to it, definitely. I enjoyed it a lot. All right. Yeah, it's a pretty short one. I'm not gonna lie. It was great though. It was a great experience. I hope if you do this, for yourself, I hope you spend some time with it and really read it and really allow things to like the questions to be asked to yourself. Allow the images to be built as you ask the questions, right? Um, and then go from third person to seeing it as a third person version of yourself, looking at yourself, to becoming the first person point of view where it is you now, when you became that, when you became the person you were looking at, right? And then the other person you're looking at is yourself anyway. So when you became that, right? Yeah, facts. I enjoyed it, bro. Put a smile on my face, definitely. Definitely put a smile on my face. It was a great exercise, and I hope everybody that participated in yesterday's exercise really really did it. And I'm gonna end it off with, it's okay to receive what I asked for. That was just the end of yesterday's statement. Now we're gonna slide chat. Hope you guys enjoyed this little brief discussion and about my little experience with the exercise from yesterday. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you try it for yourself. We're about to hit this outro. We're on that limitless core, baby. I appreciate you. I might even love you, but I'm for sure glad you woke up to today. Today. Thank you for waking up. I appreciate that. I do. I do. And I appreciate your presence as always. Thank you for just showing up. Thank you for the like on the stream. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.